What's going, guys? Aarava here. Welcome back to my F1 2016 mod career mode on the 2014 game. We're back with episode number 11 today for the Hungarian Grand Prix in our usual Haas F1 1 car. And I'll say it again because I still think a few people are a little bit confused at why we're already at Hungary, as I did start off the series as basically every single time there was a real life Grand Prix. But I said it in the last episode, and I'll say it again just in case you might have missed it and you skipped the intro. But basically, we're speeding things up. We're trying to finish the series off before F1 2016 actually comes out on the 19th of August. So hopefully this will finish well before that, so basically we can take a little bit of a breather and just make sure that this series is actually done and booked, because it would be rather a shame if we had to leave it off halfway through, especially because it's getting quite tasty right now in the championship, with obviously last round out we got some points on Hamilton with his DNF, and it's looking very good. But moving on to the actual action of Hungary, you can see right now we're finishing off a flying lap. We come home in 9th place behind our teammate Romain Grosjean in a very overcast condition in qualifying right now. Ricciardo surprisingly on pole position, which is very odd to see actually, so great pace from Ricciardo there to get pole. But yeah, surprisingly odd to see my teammate right up there, for us to finish behind him for some while. It's been a while since we've actually done that, because lately, ever since his Monaco win, basically, Grosjean hasn't been right up to scratch in this career mode. So nice to see that he's up there at least, and we're down in 9th, which is a little bit disconcerting. I thought we could hopefully a little bit higher. We got the Force India beating us with Perez there in 6th place, but he also beat Max Verstappen, so I guess that won't be too much of a worry, and hopefully we can go forward rather than backwards in the race from 9th place and get a good finish. Obviously from last episode, I'll be hoping so, because we had some really good pace in the last few episodes, so it looks like, I'm finding the rhythm with the car. Obviously with me swapping over from my driver to this series constantly, it's actually sometimes quite tricky to get in the swing of things and get used to the car, because the physics are very, very different from each game. But slowly and slowly I think I'm getting kind of used to it, and kind of getting used to the whole switching around. So let's go to the grid for the Hungarian Grand Prix. Right, so here we are on the grid for the Hungarian Grand Prix. 35 laps ahead of us of the Monaco without the barriers circuit. We go to 5 red lights, and we are away towards that quite a long run towards turn 1 here. So we've got plenty of time to think about our move. We've got the Williams cars on the right-hand side, Massa, and then Bottas in my mirrors trying to overtake me on the right-hand side. Grosjean's had a fantastic start alongside Max Verstappen there as we go into turn 1, but Max is going to be on the outside there, gets squeezed out by my teammate. I'm going to nick in here in between him and the Williams of Bottas, I think this is, as Massa's up there fighting Raikkonen, and Alonso out of nowhere in 9th place there. Where on earth has he come from? Alonso making a good start. I mean, we know how good of a starter he is in Formula 1, so he's made a brilliant one to overtake all of us there, and he's up into 8th place as we try and battle for 9th with Bottas. My teammate tucks in behind me in 11th place. Is getting all very crowded. We've got 5 cars going into this small section, and Alonso has been smashed off. Oh my god, that was quite a hefty impact there, and we narrowly missed that. We saw Alonso, I think he lost his right rear tyre because his car got kind of tilted upwards and then got smashed by my teammate, I think that was. So quite an hefty impact there for 4 cars out, I think, or 3 cars out, and I'm surprised no safety car was called there. Now we go into lap 3 into turn 1. We're going around the outside of Nico Hülkenberg there, who's been squeezed out by Carlos Sainz. Hülkenberg trying to make the move on the Toro Rosso man, but actually got squeezed out himself and lost 1 position to me. But yeah, quite surprised they didn't actually call out a safety car, but I guess there was plenty of runoff there. But that was 4 cars out of the Grand Prix, because we started with 22, so that's 3 cars out. My bad, actually, 3 cars out. I can't count. I do an aerospace engineering degree, and I can't count the 3. Great job. Anyway, we're on lap 4 now. We're trying to overtake Carlos Sainz around the outside of turn 1. Is again another driver trying to overtake someone, gets squeezed out of turn 1 and is caught napping in turn 1 subsequently. But Sainz does well to defend from us, so he gets the place back on the exit of turn 1 there, and he gets back up in 10th place. So it's not going to be as easy as we had it on Hülkenberg, as Rosberg set a blistering 1:21 dead pretty much lap time there. Meanwhile, up ahead, Sainz tries something down the inside of his teammate once again. I'm going to go on the inside of Sainz while he's caught napping into turn 1. We ought to go side by side with Kvyat there, and Kvyat's going to give me a good run off the corner. We've got DRS though, crucially, versus him with no DRS, as he was in front of both our cars ahead going into turn 1. So we go round the outside, give him the room there, and we'll just about get him, and we're up into 9th place. And we've got a bit of a room ahead of us on track now to try and catch up to Felipe Massa. So hopefully now we're overtaking those guys. They're hampering us a little bit. Hopefully we can get the power down now, get the pace on. We've got 4.2 to Massa, so hopefully we can kind of gain all that before the pit stop phases by about lap 7, I think it is, around. That's when I'm hoping to make the pit stop. That'll be really great for us and the rest of the Grand Prix. And the safety car has actually been deployed, so that has actually changed everything then, because we're going to gain that, everything's going to bunch up here, so that's actually changed the makeup of this entire race now. So we don't actually have to push, we can actually put it down to lean mix, relax a little, and you can see the gap is already closing down as everyone slows down. I wonder what the safety car was for, because there's now 18 runners, so someone's gone out this Grand Prix, and clearly they've retired or crashed in a vulnerable place somewhere on the circuit, because there wasn't a safety car for the other crash earlier on lap 1. That was quite a hefty one, so this must have been somewhere where the people that on the track, the marshals, couldn't get the car away. So the safety car has been deployed for this one. We've got later on onto lap 7, green flag now, and we're underway once more. You can see up ahead, everyone's bolted, and unfortunately on this game, you can't really close up to them. That will be something that you can do on F1 2016, thankfully. But anyway, we're on to lap 8 now, and technically this is one lap later than the team, and most of the grid will want to pit, so you'll be probably seeing quite a few of them coming to the pit straight away right now on this lap. We're actually going to go a little bit longer, because we have that safety car period. The tyres haven't worn out too much, so I'm going to try and stretch this stint out, maybe one more lap maybe, to help us out further on down the line in the Grand Prix with the tyre wear. Meanwhile, straight away now on this lap though, we're right behind Massa. He's had a really poor exit and first sector of that lap, and we got right around the outside of him before that tricky left-hander there into sector 2 of Hungary. So don't know what that was. Massa going really slowly, maybe he didn't really get the tyres warmed up on before the safety car bolted. Obviously that's quite an important part. You weave around, heat up the tyres, maybe he just didn't get them heated up enough, and they weren't really gripping in straight away, because he went really slowly in that first sector there on lap 8. And so now we're on to lap 9. As I mentioned, we're going one lap longer to stretch out these tyres. Looks like Raikkonen up ahead, and I believe that's the Williams of Bottas has thought the same exact thing as me, stretching out the tyres, as well as Sainz behind me, who's still behind me there on lap 9. So we come through the final kind of hairpin before the pit entry here. You can see a lot of oversteer there, so it's definitely time to come in, and the tyres there you can see on the right hand side going towards that kind of orangey red period, so you don't want to get really past that, otherwise the tyres will completely fall off a cliff. So we're into the pits now, right behind Raikkonen and that other Williams of Bottas. Sainz right behind us as well. You can see at the moment Rosberg in the lead, so that's pretty good for us. So unfortunate for Ricciardo though, because he was in pole position, remember, so unfortunate that he couldn't kind of convert that right now to leading the Grand Prix. But at the moment Rosberg in first place. I actually think Ricciardo might have crashed earlier on in the Grand Prix. I think he might have been one of the unfortunate people caught up in the crash, actually. But Rosberg at the moment leading for us, so that's pretty good still that Hamilton is not in the lead, because of course in the championship that's our kind of main rival, even though it's kind of weird to say because we're in the Haas car. But this career mode's not really meant to be that realistic ever, so we're fighting Hamilton in the championship. So it's great to see Rosberg's in first place. That means Hamilton's not going to get those 25 points at the moment. So now we're on lap 11 now. We cut later on, we've got DRS within 1 second of Valtteri Bottas. He tries to make a move on Raikkonen there, didn't make it work. Oh god, wait, hang on, there's been a crash there on the left. Didn't even see that. There's been some smoke, there's been some debris, and that is another 2 cars out of the Grand Prix, because we're down to 14 runners, maybe even more. I don't know who that was actually. I think I maybe saw some blue, so that could have been Max Verstappen, which is really unfortunate for Red Bull, because that means both Red Bulls are out of this Grand Prix. How unlucky are Red Bull getting this championship? They're behind Williams in this championship, and you saw by qualifying, Red Bull are faster than Williams in this career mode, but Red Bull have just gotten so much rotten luck, a lot like Ferrari have in my driver, and so I think that's both their drivers out. We're down to 14 runners, quite a casualty heavy Hungarian Grand Prix. A lot of crashes happening in this Grand Prix so far. Surprised we haven't seen another safety car, but I guess there's a lot of runoff there. But now on lap 12, we're going to try something a little bit cheeky down the inside of Bottas. Saw him kind of caught up behind Raikkonen, didn't get the best entry into that brake zone, Bottas did, so he tried it down the inside. We're going side by side still through this second last corner. He's still there. He's stuck his left wing on the bottom left. You can see the screen. He's still around the outside. He's on the faster tyre, remember. He's on the yellow wall tyre. I'm on the white wall tyre, so he's got a good grip there, but I've just managed to squeeze him out, and now we've got the Sainz trying to battle him, so that will hopefully help us out if they battle. But they both got DRS on us, I think, or maybe just Sainz, but they're battling side by side as we come into turn 1. We're coming through all kind of calm for us, and behind us Bottas has now kind of got that position from Sainz back, and maybe hopefully Sainz will fight him and kind of keep him occupied while we try and go against Kimi Raikkonen as we cut onto lap 15 now. Within 1 second, got the DRS, got the slipstream. Can we try and make an audacious move into turn 1? I wonder. We dive down the inside of Kimi Raikkonen, hit the apex, go a little bit deep though, and Raikkonen does a beautiful switchback on us and gets back up to 4th place. So the Iceman keeping it cool there into turn 1, knows what to do to try and fight him. Obviously he's a world champion, he knows what he's doing, so he does the switchback there. We're going to try the switchback switch back ourselves into that corner in the left hand. That didn't quite work, but we've got some really good run on Raikkonen there, just like we did on Massa previously in the Grand Prix. I wonder, can we try and make him move down the inside? We think about it, but we just have to let him go. We have to let him go. That was going to either end in a crash for both of us or just probably for me there. But the action is not over yet. We've got DRS and Slipstream on lap 16 on Raikkonen. We fake to the left, move to the right hand side. We're going to go down the inside of Kimi Raikkonen, and hopefully this time we can get it. We go a little bit deep into the corner to make sure Raikkonen doesn't do a bit of a switchback on us, and it's worked out for us. And we've actually squeezed him out so much that Bottas then overtook him there. So a little bit apologetic for Kimi there, but you know what? You can't be kind of too friendly when you're racing people, when you're racing for some really important points here in the championship, because if Hamilton is even second and we're down here in fourth, that's really not going to be good for us, because that's going to be like, you know what, that's 18, 12, and another bit of mental maths here. 6 points difference there. That's not going to be good for us because we've only got 7 points in it in the championship. So any kind of positions I can make as fast as we can and aggressively as we can, we have to try and do it. So we're on to lap 18 now. You can see some people are in the pits. We're now up to third place right now as Hamilton has gone into the pits, and Vettel and Rosberg, well, this is Rosberg right ahead of us, and Vettel, I'm not too sure where he is in all this. I think he may still be out in the lead of this Grand Prix now, as Rosberg and Hamilton, the two Mercs, have now pit, and Rosberg just comes out ahead of us, Hamilton right behind us. So Rosberg, an entire pit stop ahead of us right now. So this is going to be quite interesting because they're doing a 3-stop, I believe. At the moment, I don't really know what I'm doing. I was thinking maybe just do the 3-stop like my team told me to, but right now, because Rosberg's a whole pit stop ahead of us, we might have to switch this to a 2-stop, and it might work out better for us because I think their 3-stop involves 3 sets of options and 1 set of primes, whereas the 2-stop would involve, well, we've already done 1 option set. We're already on a set of primes, so logically we'll go on another set of prime tires till the end. So we're right behind Rosberg. Actually got some good pace right now on him because he's obviously just come out of the pit, so cold tires. But yeah, I think we might have to convert to a 2-stop here because we're sandwiched in between the two Mercedes. And at this point, if we did the 2-stop, we could theoretically stay ahead of Hamilton, which would be even better to gain points on him rather than try and be damage limitation mode and like kind of lose the least amount of points here. So I think that's what we're going to have to go for. On lap 18, my team wanted me to come in, but you can see the tyre wear on the right hand side on the screen is not too bad. You know, yellowish tyres there on the indicator. That's not too bad. I think we can take them a few more laps, maybe lap 21, I'm going to guess, maybe, and we'll see how that goes. We've got DRS and Rosberg to help us defend from Hamilton behind us, but I highly doubt we're going to stay behind Rosberg this close to him the entire time before we make the pit stop here, and after the pit stop we'll see how it goes. So we're now on lap 22 and we're going to confirm prime tyres for our pit stop. A little bit of oversteer on the exit, so just kind of confirming the tyres starting to go off now. So I nearly made that guess correct on lap 22. So now we're into the pits right now, and we'll be for another set of these white wall medium prime tyres. So these will go to the end, lap 35. They'll have a little bit of wear at the end, so we might be a little bit susceptible to being passed, but this is the better option. We'd rather be potentially ahead of Hamilton defending from him than trying to be on the option tyres and trying to push as hard as we can to close like a 20-second gap, which it would have been 20 seconds because, you know, Hamilton was right behind us, and if we made one more pit stop, you know, the same amount of pit stop as him, you know, that would have been 20 seconds. So this is the best way to kind of close up that 20-second gap those two Mercs got. And really, that gap the two Mercs got, I mean, I'm not questioning their pace, but I think they got a lot of help getting that gap because of the amount of crashes we had at the start, and the safety car kind of didn't let me and a few other guys like Raikkonen and Bottas really push as hard as we could to try and close up that gap. So I think that helped them a little bit. So this 2-stop is going to try and kind of close off and kind of cut out that time we wasted with all the crashing and trying to overtake cars that we don't normally race really in the past few races, like Toro Rosso's basically in the Williams cars. So now we're on lap 27. You didn't know, if you haven't seen already, we're in second place right now. Just as I said, we're now ahead of Hamilton. He's already made his last pit stop, I think, so that's it. We're all going to the end right now of the Grand Prix. At the moment, Rosberg is the only one yet to make his pit stop with an 18-second gap there, so he'll be pretty close to us at the moment. He'll be pretty close to us when he comes out of the pits, so this is going to be dicey, you know. This is going to be very, very close with Hamilton because he's going to be, I believe, on the option tyres, so we're just going to have to try and make our car as wide as possible. On lap 32... Here he comes. Here comes Hamilton. He's right behind us, and Vettel's also behind us right now as well as we go through the last corner. You can just see his red car there. We get a bit of oversteer. Have to go opposite lock through the final corner as we go into lap 33. 2 laps left to go, not including this one. Hamilton comes with DRS on the right-hand side. He's got option tyres on. He cleanly passes us, and I've got nothing to answer him. I tried to maybe think about diving down the inside, but it really would have been too stupid to try that. And Hamilton, look at the traction he's got off that corner. Just blitzes away from us. We've now got the German and Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari right behind us for for company, and we come through the left-hander, and look at this, look at the amount of time he's just gained off that right-hander as he barges towards Sector 2. He's just getting away from us, and unfortunately for us, on lap 35, we couldn't catch him. Look at the time he's gained on us in 2 laps. His option tyres, blistering pace there, and he's going to make it a 1-2 for Mercedes. The saving grace for me is that he's not won the race. Nico Rosberg has won the race, so Nico winning 2 races in a row there. Hamilton comes second. We come home in a pretty okay 3rd place. I mean, I say okay, that's bloody brilliant for the Haas team to get a podium again ahead of the Ferraris once more, but, you know, thinking about our championship, yeah, frustrating that I could have maybe defended Hamilton a lot stronger probably in hindsight, but you know, you can say a lot of things in hindsight, and you know, it's just how it is at the end of the day. So both Mercedes get a 1-2 there, so that's been their first 1-2 for a while actually, I think, because usually one of them gets quite a lot of bad luck in the past few races. So that's 15 points in the bag there. Unfortunately, Hamilton will gain 3 points on us in the championship, so I think if my memory serves me right, it was 7 points before, so now it will be like 11 points or something like that. So there you go. Hamilton is in first place, 177 points, and we've got 166. So 11 points in the difference there between me and Hamilton. Rosberg in 3rd place, gains on us quite a bit there actually, 141. So slowly but surely, if Rosberg keeps winning races, he could come into this championship fight, and it could be a 3-way scrap between the 2 Mercedes and myself. In the constructors, we solidify again our 2nd place there. Ferrari catch up a little bit because obviously they've outscored us because Grosjean crashed out of the Grand Prix. But guys, if you have enjoyed that Grand Prix, smash that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. And you're around, then do subscribe for weekly Formula 1 content. But that's been a pretty okay race. A little bit frustrating, but again, good signs, good podium for us for a brand new team in Formula 1. So not going to complain. We'll just keep going and see how it goes for the next one, which is, I believe, is the Belgian Grand Prix. So that should be an absolute cracker. So I'll see you guys then. I've been over. Hope you enjoyed today. I'll see you guys next time.